Ladies and gentlemen, it is about goddamn time. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the big news which broke yesterday from the UFC's head lawyer, Hunter Campbell, broke the news that finally Jorge Masvidal will be taking on Colby Covington March 5th, UFC 272 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Listen, if you're a fan of the UFC, you love a good fight, you love a good backstory, a grudge match, whatever you want to call it, then you got to see this fight because this is going to be a good one. Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington, they used to live with, I almost said love one another. Maybe they did love one another. They used to live with one another. They used to be teammates, okay, at American Top Team. But then it all went kind of sour. Masvidal claimed that Colby ripped off one of his coaches. In November, Covington said that he wanted to end Masvidal's career. Covington also posted images on social media with Masvidal's ex-wife. I mean, come on, talk about a low blow. I mean, there's certain things you don't talk about. Wives, ex-wives, even more ex-wives. You know what I mean? Like your wife might be one thing, but your ex-wife, I mean, ooh, that's really going for the jugular, isn't it? Because the ex-wife, you know, there's a lot of bad blood, a lot of it's a lot of tension anytime there's an ex-wife involved. And then Covington got personal, called Masvidal a bad father. You know, so Covington's really messing around here, talking about Masvidal's ex-wife, calling Masvidal a bad father. I mean, there are two bad things. I mean, there are two things that I would lose my fucking mind over. Let's be honest. And then what else? But still, there we go. So the fight's going to happen, right? It was supposed to be Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. Max Holloway is injured. So now I think Volkanovski is going to be fighting Chan Sung Jung, but that's been moved to UFC 273. It was also supposed to be Aljamain Sterling fighting Petr Yan. That's also been moved to UFC 273 a month later. And apparently that's because, according to Aljamain Sterling on an Instagram post, what I saw, he said that Petr Yan isn't vaccinated, so they're moving the fight. But then he also scratched his head and said, well, hold on a minute. How does that mean he's going to be vaccinated a few weeks later? Which, to be fair, is a good question. Anyway, the new main event, UFC 272, let's be honest, it's the best main event of all of them. Masvidal, Covington, cannot wait. Masvidal, he's tough as hell. He's been around the block forever. He's the real deal. He's a real fighter. I've had run-ins with him myself. The guy's not scared, you know. When was it? UFC 217. Madison Square Garden when I was fighting George St. Pierre. We had a little thing in the lobby, you know, and he was trying to fight me then. He was trying to fight me in China. Now we're all mates. But Masvidal is a real one. That's for sure. Colby Covington, same thing. They're both sensational fighters. Both been around for a long time. Both had great careers. Colby Covington, remember, he almost got fired from the UFC, or released, should I say, from his contract. But then he beat Damian Maia down in Brazil, and then he insulted all the Brazilians down there, and he turned into this kind of WWE-esque character and started talking shit to everybody. Everyone that you speak to, by the way, says, no, listen, Colby's a really good dude. He's just selling fights. He's putting on a persona. And maybe that's true. If he's doing it, if he is acting, then give the man a fucking Oscar, because he is acting his socks off each and every time. But this stuff, going after Masvidal's ex-wife, calling him a bad father and stuff like that, ooh, I don't think that's playing a part. I mean, listen, anytime two guys know each other, when they used to live with one another like they did, they know a lot of personal stuff about one another. And then that's when the rivalry or the hatred, for want of a better word, can get real thick. So leading up to this one, I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to see a lot of shit. The countdown shows are going to be sensational. It's the main event. There's no title on the line. Hold on a minute. It should be for the BMF. Masvidal has the BMF title. There's no belt on the line. This should be a BMF defense for Masvidal. I really do believe that. Now, if you look at the fight, all right, you've all heard of cryptocurrencies, but did you know you can invest in cryptocurrency while saving for your retirement? Yes, that is right. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies in a crypto IRA and get all the same tax advantages as a traditional IRA. With iTrust Capital, you get tax-free trading, no sign-up fees, no monthly fees, institutional cold storage security, and now you get $100. Start investing today with iTrust.capital/Bisping, and they will give you a special $100 funding reward. Yes, a free $100. So go to iTrust.capital/Bisping or hit the link in the episode description down below. iTrust Capital. Let's break it down. I think Masvidal's the better striker. Even though he just got knocked out by Usman, listen, It happens here and there. You know, Usman caught him with a beautiful right hand. Knockout of the year. But that was 2021. This is 2022, baby. Rear view mirror. Okay, Masvidal sensational. Remember, 2019. That was his coming out party. That was the rebirth of Jorge Masvidal, shall we say. Started with Darren Till. Knocked him out in London at the O2 Arena. Then it was Ben Askren. Fastest knockout of the UFC. And then he put a beat down on Nate Diaz and stopped him at Madison Square Garden and got the BMF. Covington, he had a great run. You know, he was doing very, very well until he ran into Usman. I think he's 16-3 in the promotion. 2 of those losses coming to Kamaru Usman. Obviously, he beat Tyron Woodley. He's beaten a lot of people. And it's always pressure, pace, and the threat of wrestling with Colby Covington. You know, he'll come forward. He throws a lot of output. He's not the hardest hitter, far from it. But he's got a good chin. He's got excellent conditioning. The man can go for days. He has high output, a frantic pace. What he tries to do is make people so tired that they can't keep up with the pace, and then they wilt and they weather under the storm because Covington's still there. He's throwing shots. Boom, he goes for a takedown. He's not necessarily even looking for the takedown, but he's making you fight for the takedown. Then he disengages from the clinch. Then he goes straight back to work with the hands. Then he goes back for the legs. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. And when you're on the flip side, you don't know, if you're the guy defending, you don't know what Covington's going to do. You don't know if he's going to attack with the hands or attack with the grappling, you know, so it keeps you guessing. And then if you're not in the same shape, if you're not in the same cardiovascular condition as Colby Covington, then you're going to wilt, right? But that guy, Covington, he never wilts. He never slows down. He has a tremendous gas tank. It is very impressive how he does that. And look what he did to Robbie Lawler, Rafael Dos Anjos. To many people, that's what he does. He breaks them down. You know, and he just outworks them. He outworks them, sells the fight. I mean, that press conference at Madison Square Garden, UFC 269, I mean, that was all Colby Covington, let's be honest. I mean, yeah, Kamaru Usman was the champ and Kamaru Usman won the fight, but at the press conference, it was Usman. What am I saying? It was Covington that was selling the fight. Smacked myself in the head there. Get it together, Bisping. But then Masvidal, I mean, Masvidal's a great striker. Yes, he got 2 great knockouts in 2016, but he's not known for being this crazy knockout artist. However, he feels that he was reborn. He went on this reality TV show, disappeared down into the jungles, and he said he kind of had a come to Jesus moment, you know what I mean? Even though he is out there baptizing people, as he puts it. But he just had, you know, he came out, not like a born-again Christian, but he just came out like a new version of himself. I asked him about it when he knocked out Ben Askren. You know, I said, what happened? And he said, yeah, I went into this jungle and I just had some thinking and some meditation and realised some things about himself. And he feels like a new man. But that was then. This is now. We're in 2022. Last time we saw him, he got knocked out against Kamaru Usman. Okay? Now, coming back after a knockout is incredibly hard. I've done it myself, right? UFC 100. When Dan Henderson knocked me out, okay, that was bad, right? And it took me a long time to even put the pieces together in what even happened. After that fight, I thought, when Dan Henderson knocked me out at UFC 100, I remember being backstage and saying, hold on, why have I fought? I'm not fighting for 3 months. How have I had a fight? And they're like, whoa, Michael, you need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, oh, no, never mind that, okay? I said, I was not supposed to be fighting tonight. I'm not fighting for 3 months. Have I stepped in last minute? What is going on? And my friends are like, oh my God, you got to go to the hospital, Mike. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. And then I get into the shower, right? And then I call my mate. I say, hey, come here. And they come over and I say, what's going on? They were like, oh my God, you got to go to the hospital. So anyway, eventually me and Frank Mir were in the back of an ambulance like 2 sorry arseholes. He'd just been battered off Brock Lesnar. And I just went, fuck! And my mate goes, what's wrong? I said, well, you know before when I said what's going on? I said, I know what's going on. I got knocked out. Anyway, the point of the story is that my next fight, UFC 105 against Dennis Kang, I was kind of concerned. You know, a lot of people said, Joe Rogan included, you will not come back from a knockout like that and be the same fighter. Of course I did, but it took there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure on me walking out there because you don't know, are you going to be chinny? Can you take a shot the same? Is your confidence going to be the same? These are all questions that are going to be answered by Masvidal and Masvidal's performance against Colby Covington, a guy that he seems to hate. There's hatred for one another, a high pressure situation, and he's coming off a knockout loss to Kamaru Usman. So that might give Colby a little bit of an edge, but if you know Jorge Masvidal, you know the type of guy he is. To be honest, I don't think any of that will be an issue. There is a possibility, of course, he's only a human being. But I don't think there will be. And the thing is, they know each other and they used to train with each other for a long time. So it's interesting, whenever it's someone that you've trained with at length and you know each other inside and out, just like they do, it's going to be interesting to see the approach. Anyway, listen, I'm stoked. I'm over the moon. I can't wait for this fight. My only question was, what took them so fucking long? Because remember, Masvidal was supposed to fight Leon Edwards back in Vegas. Masvidal pulled out with an undisclosed injury, and I thought they were going to do Covington versus Masvidal as coaches on The Ultimate Fighter. It would have been an epic build-up. It would have been great viewing figures, maybe the best viewing figures for The Ultimate Fighter yet. We don't know because they're both big stars. But still, who cares? The fight is happening. UFC 272, 5th of March. I cannot wait. Sign me up. Take my money. Let's go. Thank you for watching my channel. I really appreciate all the support. Do me a favor. Subscribe, please, and ring that bell. Take care.